Brooksbridge Borough, probably the most disgusting house in the whole of The Sims 4. Yes, I did say it's disgusting. This house is horrendous. I mean, just absolutely look at it. It's so tragic. I don't even need to say, like, the window placement is weird. It's got this weirdly huge driveway for such a small lot. I can definitely tell, because I know the Sims team have two separate teams for like building assets. They have the world team who make the world, and then they have like the furniture people who make the furniture and who make the houses in the game. Clearly there was some miscommunication as to why we've got this huge garage to this tiny starter lot. It doesn't make any sense. It looks horrible. I absolutely hate it. So we're getting rid of it today, and we are actually creating another starter lot here, which is actually going to feel like a nice looking starter. So yes, it will be a starter budget home. That means it has to be under 20k. And my inspo today is Snow White's house, which will be fun. Although I don't want to directly copy Snow White's cottage, because I just feel like that's like if I'm just copying it, then it's not really original. So it's more just going to be like inspired by the general look of Snow White's cottage, but it's going to be my own separate thing. Although, like, when you're trying to do a starter home, it really is impossible with all these budgets. I hate budgets, I really do. Even in real life, I am quite materialistic, so this may be a bit of a challenge. Also, it's just a small thing. I know we've got like curved roofs when you can curve it like this way. I want to curve the top bit, if you know what I mean, so it curves like stretch like it does in the Snow White. I think that would be pretty cool. Also, a lot of people don't know this. When you're controlling roofs, you have this one little bubble that you can control it with. But if you hit Control C on your keyboard, you actually unlock like extra nodules, so you can edit it in a slightly different way. It just gives you basically a little bit more control, and it allows you to create the perfect look that you're going for. And it allows you to do some more fun designs. Also, for this build, I'm only going to be using base game. I'm only going to be using Realm of Magic. And I do really want to use the Cottage Living Pack too. I was thinking, do I just make it Realm of Magic and base game only because I want it to be usable for you guys? But no, I'm sorry. I would also love to use Cottage Living. I just feel like it would make it look so much nicer if we got to use just one more pack. And if I use any, Cottage Living would be good. Although even if you don't own Cottage Living and you just literally own Realm of Magic and base game, like, you can still use it completely fine. The game will just replace some of the objects. So it's not a big deal regardless anyway. Although what is a big deal is the budget, which I've already, I've spent quite a lot of money. I think this is going to be harder than I thought it would be. But where possible, I will try to only use Realm of Magic stuff. But when it comes, I just feel like I need, okay, Cottage Living just to do the exterior. Thinking about it, I would also like to use the Get Together pack. I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna have to do it. No guys, I'm sorry, I lied. We're not using Cottage Living anymore. We're using Get Together. I just want, these walls here. I'm sorry, I just think it looks better. And then we get to play around with the different swatches and things. I just think it looks a bit more fun. Call me controversial. I mean, as far as I'm aware, Snow White was a German fairy tale, so I feel like it makes sense. But I still, guys, I'm so sorry. I still want Cottage Living because I want the roof. These little window things, these are actually 400 simoleons each, so they do eat up into our budget a lot. But I just feel like they're so necessary to making a build like this look good. It just, do you know what I mean? It adds to the vibe. Oh, and I can't forget our brand new roof trims that we've got to use that came with Cottage Living. This is honestly the reason why I feel like Realm of Magic build mode in a weird way kind of failed, because it just kind of feels like you need to have multiple packs in order for it to work. I mean, it's like that with most Sims 4 things. You do need multiple packs in order to get the full experience. You don't just get the whole thing in one pack like you should do. Also, I hate how Realm of Magic just doesn't come with many nice doors that you can use, which are just small doors. I also hate how we can see the clipping through the roof here. It's very triggering. There must be a way to sort it out. What if we place a flat square? Will that sort the shit out? It does sort it out. Lovely. I'll see if we can afford a ceiling later on though, because we've already spent almost half the budget. That's not a good sign. Though obviously in true Sims 4 fashion, no swatches ever match. So that's something we might have to compromise on a little bit. Otherwise it would never truly be perfect. And if you're wondering about the layout, I don't actually know right now. We're saving that problem until last. Although I mean, literally literally is a start a lot. Although, guys, we got oh my God, we've spent 8.5k already. I don't see it working. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's going to work. Gosh, we still haven't done floorboards or anything. I don't even think Round with Magic came with many nice floorboards. It didn't. It just like this specific floorboard, it just feels so overbearing. I feel like there's too much. I do like the wallpaper swatch that came with this pack. It is like a little bit too much again. Like it's a bit of a weird pattern, but it's what we're going to have to deal with because it's the only one. And I don't want to use too much cottage living. It just feels a little bit unfair. Although I think when it comes to starter lots, like you can't be massively fussy. I just feel like the whole point of a starter lot is that it's supposed to be ugly. It's supposed to be dark and gloomy. I feel like you've got to embrace the mood lighting. Although we did get a fireplace. It's 2,500 simoleons. Wow, that is a lot of money to be spending on a fireplace and it's so ugly, but it's cheaper than buying a TV, I suppose. So that's always good. Also, the counter set that came in this pack is so expensive as well. I don't think we can do all of this. No, we're gonna have to scrimp and save. Not everything can be Round with Magic. I'm sorry. We've got to use ugly base game fridges and countertops. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. No, guys, we've spent like all the budget already. We can't have the nice, we can't have nice things, basically. Not at all. We've got to have disgusting things. This is a disgusting start home. It's not a pretty start home. Also, I just realized, guys, these wall lights are 200 simoleons each. Oh my God, they've all got to go. You've got to go. I'm sorry, you're too much. No wonder why we were spending so much money. Okay, well, we're not using the Round with Magic lights. It looks like we're having base game lights only. Even this like really fancy chandelier is literally cheaper than using a load of those. So I guess we can, oh, we got rid of the whole house there, whoopsie daisy. I guess we can get rid of the wall lights, have a nice little chandelier. Also, don't mean to brag, but my computer fan is making rustling noises because we live in a trash world. However much money I'm going into a Karen mode, okay? However much money you spend on anything in this world, it will fucking break within 3 months because we live in a world full of trash. Everything breaks quickly. I'm absolutely done with the world. Everybody's brains have rotted. Everyone and everything is demented. We're too far gone now. Yes, I am pissed off. I only just bought this PC and it was expensive. Do you guys ever just feel like the world has gone to trash? Yes, I do refund everything I buy if it breaks. Guys, if you buy something and it's even slightly broken, refund it immediately. Don't mess around and wait. Just get rid of it. There is no place for nasty trash in this world. Anyway, okay, shut up. So the thing is this what fireplace? This is like the second cheapest one. I feel like we're gonna have to use this one. None of the swatches of anything I'm using are matching. Yes, I just do feel like they could have done a better job. I don't know how you feel about that. I love this pack. I just think the build mode is pretty crap. You just can't really like make it look nice without using other packs. I have to use other packs when I do a Round with Magic build. Otherwise, it just doesn't look nice. But obviously for this video, I can't. Okay, also call me controversial. I am just using a single bed because I just feel like you're a witch or wizard living by yourself with your cats. Do you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't feel like that kind of build where you're going to be having a family living here. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not having a magic family in a starter home. No, you're not. You're having a single sim. They're going to be living in a trashy build. It's going to be horrible and ugly because this is what starter homes are meant for. I'm kind of tempted as well to use this horrid wooden bathtub. It's not very good, but I feel like it suits the vibe. I feel like every starter home has to have its annoying challenge in some kind of way. This starter home has the annoying challenge of an ugly bathtub and absolutely awful lighting too. Also, actually, as a hack to save money, I'm actually gonna delete the walls around the fireplace. Or is it gonna cost more money? How much is a wall? A wall is 60 simoleons, but then how much can we get a little fence for? This is 25 simoleons for this little fence, or we can get one that's 40, or is that that's too much money? We use this 25 simoleon fence. That's a bit cheaper, and then the fireplace looks a little bit more fitted, but then now we need a cute little pillar. And these are 35 simoleons each. Okay, I feel like it's still expensive, but it's a little bit cheaper doing it this way. And we have officially got all of the basics in that we need, so now we can have a party with decorating. So it'd be nice to have a little picture. I'm only gonna do ceilings if we can afford ceilings. I'm not gonna get my hopes up on it, although what I would like, guys, is like all of this little stuff. I think it looks really cute, like the little apothecary tables and things. I would also love to have curtains, but I just don't know, okay, if it's like, I feel like we can maybe afford them. I'll just leave the curtains in and see how our budget looks as time goes on, because it's pretty tragic right now. Although at the same time, okay, I also feel like when you're doing a starter home, one of the best things, basically the point of having a starter home is that it looks kind of ugly to begin with, and you just build it up the more money you make. Do you know what I mean? Like these pictures are, oh, they're 200 simoleons, but they feel so necessary. As I was saying, I'm just feeling like I want to make space so that you can definitely make room for a cauldron and things, but I just feel like it's fun to like not necessarily buy these things outright at first, but instead give you the opportunity to do it. No, we're getting rid of the curtains. Starter homes can't have curtains, I'm afraid. It's too much money. So okay, the pack comes with a cauldron. All we need is just room somewhere in the house to have a cauldron, unless we have it outside. That would be interesting, because I'm just thinking again, okay, the little floor panel things, they are basically free. We could always get a platform, bring this out. We could use an octagonal roof right on top of here, even though the roofs in The Sims 4 never seem to fit. As you can tell, I'm in a little bit of a mad mood today. I don't know why. And then we can just delete all of the walls around here to save a little bit of money. Use some columns. Maybe we could have something just like this out in the garden. Obviously, I'll decorate it properly. For us, I just feel like, okay, for a start, you shouldn't already have the cauldron in there. It should just be something that you buy out of convenience later on. So this definitely has room for a little cauldron. So I feel like that's a nice little pavilion that you could use. So guys, I really want window boxes, but I don't know if we can afford it. Maybe we can just get some for the front window. So I want to make this look like a pretty cottage, but we can't because it's a starter budget. Also, guys, you know what? Yes, I am being a Karen today. It pisses me off that the Sims team haven't updated this kind of floor tile like this, or this one here with a different grass swatch. Like, I feel like they could have just like, I just feel like they could have made the grassy bit invisible and then just had the stones, and that would have resolved everything. Do you know what I mean? But of course, like with The Sims 4, the easiest, most obvious answer is the answer that doesn't get implemented. So we're gonna have to use something else instead. Also, do you guys want to know like a touch of realism? Okay, if you make a pathway that goes around like this, realistically, like imagine if you were living here, you probably wouldn't be following this pathway every time you wanted to go to the pavilion. You'd be cutting a straight line down like this. This is why sometimes I actually like to literally just make a straight line like this with my brush tool. Do it using like the faintest line, and I just feel like it makes it like look a bit more realistic, because that's what would happen in real life. You just cut a pathway down. And yes, I am using Realm of Magic debug in order to get some plants for free, so we don't have to pay for any of them. Yes, I am doing it. Call me a cheater. Yes, I am a cheater. It's the only way I can think of making it look nice. We have to use debug plants. I'm sorry. There's no other way. I feel like you guys don't want to mess around with debug. I promise you, like, the decorations are so nice. You can also get random things like rocks like this. Like, we don't have many rocks in The Sims 4 yet. In debug, there are literally so many rocks that you can use. Even comes with a free fountain. I feel like that's cheating using the fountain. Debug doesn't go any further than vegetation with me. I feel like vegetation's not cheating. Also, I am very much aware that debug plants can like massively slow your game down for literally no reason. So I'm gonna try and not be too over the top. I say that, I feel like we've already gone a bit too over the top. Too late to go back now. I mean, I feel like we haven't gone too overboard. As far as I'm aware, guys, a cute little pond is free. We could always have a little pond. Though the pond tool never goes right for me. It always leaves these like weird jagged edges that I just can't deal with. I don't know if it's the same with anybody else, but like I find the pond tool so hard to use. I feel like it's more of an expert thing that I shouldn't really be getting involved in. Like, look at these. Can you see like the weird jagged edges? I'm just not the biggest fan. I guess if you like smoothen it, it makes it better. It's kind of hard to smoothen. So in this case, it's making it worse. Lovely. I feel like that's okay. Like, I just want a little pond, just a small one. And yes, we are going back to debug plants. Please don't judge me, but I can't think of any other way of doing it, at least in a way that makes it cheap. Like, I just know some chronically online person's going to be so mad, because they always get mad whenever I do like speed builds. There's literally people who go crazy at me. And one thing they're going to do, they're going to call me like, they're going to call me a racist, transphobic Nazi because I use debug plants. That's what they're going to say. Go over to Reddit and you'll see I'm right. This is how insane they are. Yes, I am using debug because it's so much cheaper. And here we can get cute things like a little log in our pond. Not that it makes sense because it's huge. I still quite like it though. It's cute. Or should we use this one? Okay, maybe we should use this one instead. Just like a little, do you know what I mean? Like a little log that's fallen in the pond. I love that. I can't express you how much money we've saved in doing the outside, just using debug. This is why I love it. We're still 500k under budget, which is good. There is still so much more I would have liked to have put in here, especially for entertainment, although we do have a bookshelf and I feel like we've got a good foundations. Like whenever I build starter homes, I always think like, how could the player make it better? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it easy to decorate it up and upgrade it? And I feel like it is. Like, you could pop in a cute little chair like this here. You could easily grab a dining table like this and just fit it in around here. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe a smaller one, just something like this. Do you know what I mean? It's exactly the same thing with the bedroom. I can already see you putting a desk in the corner here. You can upgrade this to a double bed, which uses up some room. Put a chair and a desk and a PC here. There's so much more that you could still do. Starter homes, I feel like they are meant to like look a little bit ugly. I feel like that's the whole point of a starter home. Do you know what I mean? So we've done it within the budget. We've only used, I was only going to use Realm of Magic and base game, but instead we got Realm of Magic and base game with a little bit of cottage living and a little bit of get together. But if you don't own cottage living and get together, I still think you can, like, it will still look nice. It will just look a little bit different. And I love our little cauldron area too. That's really, really cute. So there we go. I'll pop it on the gallery for you if you want to download it. Oh, and I say true to my word, only these 3 packs. Lovely. And by the way, if you go into show use items here, you can see which items were used, and more often than not, it's not really that deep. So don't be afraid to have a look and see which items were used, even if you don't own the packs. If you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy one of the 2 videos recommended here. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video.